Hello, this is Justin with sportsbookreview.com, and I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about point buying in college and NFL football. The general rule of thumb is you never want to buy half points from a bookie or a sports book. Generally, if you're laying 110 and you're buying a half point for another 10 cents, so you're now betting 120 to win 100, you're not getting enough value for that extra 10 cents to justify spending it. But there are a few circumstances when bookmakers routinely undercharge you the fair price for point buying. In college football, anytime you can buy a half point onto or off of the 7, you should do it for 10 cents. So if you're playing a dog plus 6.5 minus 110, take it to plus 7 120 or plus 7.5 130. NFL, you have the same situation. Sportsbooks don't charge enough for the 7 and the 10 in NFL. If you can buy those for 10 cents, that's a good deal. The 3, you want to pay for up to 20 cents for that. Now, why is this? Let me show you a little bit of math to explain it. I want you to think about an NFL game that's lined at plus 3. Let's say you looked at the last 20 years of the NFL and you found that about 10% of the games where the spread was plus 3 landed exactly on the 3. If you want to compute your EV on that for a fair bet where you expect either side to win 50-50, you're going to win 45% of your bets, push 10%, and lose 45% of your bets. The 45 you lose, you're losing the extra 10% juice. So when you do the math, you're expected to lose 4.5% of every dollar you wager on that bet. Now, what happens if you buy a half point for 20 cents? Instead, you're playing plus 3.5 at minus 130. There are no more pushes, so now you're winning 55% of the time. 45% of the time, you're losing, but you're losing more. You're losing $1.30 instead of $1.10. Do the math, you find out that your expected value is minus 3.5%. You're still losing money, but this is a better play than losing at 4.5%. Now, buying half points alone won't make you a winning player, but knowing when to buy them automatically, you can reduce the house's edge often by 1% or more. I want you to think about another situation now when you can buy more than one half point. Imagine this example. You're betting on an NFL game, and I give you the opportunity to buy up to 200 half points at 10 cents each. So it's a standard retail price. And just assume you're not crossing the 3. You're playing a 10-point favorite, and I say you can buy 200 of these. So now, instead of laying 110, you're laying about 2,200. So you're betting, a lot of money to win a little bit. But you look at it and say, wow, no team has ever lost by 100 in the NFL, ever. You say, but you're giving me a bet where basically I can't lose, but I'm risking a finite amount of money. So yes, and the problem is, when you're buying multiple half points, each one becomes progressively cheaper if you're charging the same price. Because going from 110, for example, going from a minus 100 to minus 110 is costing you about 5.4%. When you go from 110 to 120, it costs you incrementally less. So if you're getting more but you're paying less for each additional half point, the system will break down, and that's why I use the buying 200 half points. Now, most books won't let you buy 200 half points, but a lot of them will let you buy more than 3. And if you get to 3 or 4, you're getting to the point where it's skewed enough that it's worth taking a look at. Now, this example of getting multiple half points for a fixed price also plays a role in teasers, although I'll probably do a more in-depth video explaining teaser analysis at another time. If you have any other questions, I want you to feel free to write me. It's Justin at sportsbookreview.com.